And I assume I hit got it.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. You good with recordings over there?
Yep.
Okay, good. Great. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Otsego City Council meeting. Tonight is Monday, September 27th. Bethany, can you have the record show that Council Member Gady's here, Council Member Darkenwald's present, Council Member Dahl's present, Council Member Morris is absent this evening. We have our city administrator present, our city attorney, city engineer, and city planner. I will ask you all to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our first item of business this evening is our open forum. This is the portion where you can come to the podium and state your name and address and limit comments to 5 minutes or less. Would anyone like to speak at this time?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Just a quick question. With the people that are attending via Zoom, should they be putting their deal on mute?
That would be preferable if you're not speaking on Zoom at the time to
Right.
keep your Zoom on mute, please.
All right. So again, if anyone in the
Thank you.
audience or anyone via Zoom would like to speak, now is your chance. All right, we will move on to item 2 to consider our agenda for approval. Does anyone have anything that they would like to add or delete at this time? Okay. Is there a motion?
Madam Mayor, can I
Yes.
motion to approve the consent agenda as written?
Second.
Motion by Jeff, seconded by Tom. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Our next item is item 3, which is our consent agenda. A motion would be in order. Tom,
Madam Mayor, motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I second.
motion by Tom, seconded by Jeff. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Moving on to item 4.1, Ashwood Third Edition. I will turn this over to our city planner, Dan.
Thank you, Mayor. Benzinger Properties is presenting the final plat approval for Ashwood Third Edition. On screen. So this property is located at Odine Avenue and 75th Street. The final plat application is basically looking at the technical requirements of the subdivision ordinance to be sure that it complies with those for subdividing property and constructing the public improvements, as well as complies with the zoning ordinance requirements for the lots within the development, as well as looking at the conditions of preliminary plat approval. With the final plat application, there's also a development contract prepared by the city attorney guaranteeing completion of those public improvements. The comprehensive plan guides this property for low-density residential uses to consist of single-family homes. The property was zoned to R5 single-family and two-family district. That occurred in 2018 when the preliminary plat of 143 single-family lots was approved. This is the third and final phase of Ashwood, with the first 2 phases being completed by D.R. Horton. They are not undertaking the third edition, but Benzinger Properties is stepping in to complete the development and construct 60 single-family lots within the remaining portion of the neighborhood. These lots are subject to a minimum 9,000 square foot lot area and 60 feet in width. The lot on the north edge of the property abutting Wallish Estates, that lot needs to meet the transitional requirements of 100 feet in width and 18,000 square feet against the existing 1 acre lots to the north. The streets within the development are all constructed with city standard at 60 feet wide with a 28-foot wide street and sidewalk on one side. The developer will also complete 75th Street from its current terminus all the way to the west plat line and dedicate those improvements to the city. There's a trail on the north side of that roadway that connects up to Odine Avenue and continues east along 75th Street towards 78th Street and Quad A Avenue. Stormwater management's handled all internal with the development in outlots platted as part of the final plat. Those will be deeded to the city for perpetual maintenance and ownership. The property is connected to sanitary sewer and water utilities extended across Odine Avenue with the first 2 phases of development, and the developer will pay for the sewer availability charges and water availability charges at the time of final plat approval, with connection charges paid at building permit. The final plat illustrates easements as required by the subdivision ordinance at the perimeter of all the lots, as well as over the outlots and any stormwater facilities not within those parcels deeded to the city. There are the 5 outlots that include the wetlands and stormwater basins. There's also outlot A at the northwest corner of the property. That was identified at the time of the preliminary plat that it would be deeded to the city for development of a park as part of this neighborhood. The expectation is, if you look at this property on an aerial, the property at that corner is heavily wooded. So the intent would be to basically carve out a play area within that parcel, maintain as much of the trees as possible. Then as property further to the west is developed, there's the opportunity to add additional property to the park for more expanded facilities in the future. That land dedication meets approximately 20% of the requirement under the subdivision ordinance. So they are also paying a cash fee in lieu of land per lot for the balance of the park dedication requirements. And as I said, the city attorney's office has drafted a development contract included in your packet that guarantees the developer will complete the public improvements in accordance with city requirements. City staff is recommending approval of the final plat application, subject to 12 conditions we outlined in findings of fact included in your packet. The final plat's consistent with the comprehensive plan, as well as the requirements of the zoning ordinance and subdivision ordinance, and therefore we are recommending approval.
Okay, thank you. Does the applicant wish to comment?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, council members, mayor and council members. I think that this would be a nice project. You know, we did the project at Crimson Ponds West. And, I think that it's going to carry forward very nicely here. We're completely sold out across there. It took a little bit, but the market's really strong right now. And type of housing we'll put in to be similar to what you're seeing across the road. Obviously this project was hard to do because 75th came at a really large cost. But, with the market being as strong as it is, well, hopefully it'll work out for us well. Is there any other questions or anything on what I might do? I think most of you are familiar who I am and what we put up. We build 75, 80 homes in the Northwest market. We're family owned. We office out of Rogers. I have developments in Elk River and 2 in St. Michael right now.
Councilmember Darkenwald has a question for you.
Madam Mayor, just for the record, even though we know who you are, just for the record, could you identify yourself and your address?
I'm sorry. My name is Jeff Benzinger with Benzinger Properties. We're going to develop this with an LLC. The LLC is going to be Ashwood Development LLC. My address is 20401 County Road 81, Rogers, Minnesota 55374. That's my office address.
Thank you, Mr. Benzinger.
I have one question, Jeff. So you had mentioned that these would be similar to the product that you have in, I guess, on the east side of 75th and Odine. Is the price point around the same as those homes that you already currently have here in Otsego then?
The price point's going to be greater because of costs. So the slab on grade units there would be an association, but they're just going to be for lawn and snow. Everybody owns their own yard. Irrigation comes out of their house. It's new hybrid that's real popular. I have the same thing in St. Michael. That's what people seem to really want. They just don't want the lawn and snow. They'll all be 3-car garage wide homes. They'll range from about 1,750 square feet to 2,000 square feet. Those slab on grades will probably sell for $450 to $550. And then there's 30 single family homes. Those will sell for probably, it'd be hard to believe I could sell anything for under $550. So probably $550 to $650 range.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Jeff? Tom?
Madam Mayor, not a question for Jeff, but Dan, could you give kind of like an outside view of the development? The further back, maybe.
Mayor, while Dan's looking for that,
Yes.
I just had one comment regarding 75th Street to the west of Oakwood Avenue. So it's being constructed, it must be constructed as part of this plat, but there is no need for it at this time, no immediate need beyond that point. So we've talked to the street department, and rather than put a cul-de-sac at the end and have people drive down there on a street that there's really no reason to be down there, we're planning to put type 3 barricades in the street, and then when we pull those, we'll repair the street where they were embedded into the street. That way it'll keep traffic from driving down there, and also keep just for us snow plowing it and maintaining that street until it's necessary.
So, Madam Mayor, Ron, to that, on this,
Picking up on here.
on this map, at least right here, where would those barricades go in? And the street would be completed, is that what you're saying? Except for there would be barricades.
Correct. To keep the developer from having to have additional costs to build 75th Street with
The
a
second
cul-de-sac at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then having to rip that out when it is extended. We would put type 3 barricades at the just to the west side of the street that's named Oakwood
Mhm.
on the plat. Not sure that's going to be the name of it. We have Oakwood coming up, in the future from the roundabout that's at 38.
Mhm.
And so this may be O'Brien is probably a better name for this one, and Oakwood would be connecting into 75th somewhere when it comes up from the south, from the roundabout at 38.
So would this have the base course and the wear course still applied to it?
Yes.
Through, okay. As far as have there been any drainage issues in the area? Near this? piece
No,
of property?
all this water from this development is all infiltrated into the ground. It never left the site prior to this, and it continues not to do that.
Okay.
Tom, you had requested a larger map.
Yep.
view.
That's what I wanted to see. Thanks, Dan.
Can you go back to the other photo then? Sorry, Dan. Just so, to use your cursor to show then where that road will be cut off.
No.
I read it to be
Oh, I'm
right there.
Yes.
Because is that on here? I'm looking at a different map on my iPad, but outlot B, where's outlot B on this map in front of us? That's where is that where hold on.
Outlet B is this piece.
It's over there.
Okay, right. And then this is 75th. And so, yeah, right here, point again, Dan, where you're saying, right there. Okay,
Because there'd be
perfect.
no reason to go down that
Yep,
road.
nope, that's why I just wanted to make sure I was looking at the right thing.
Mhm.
Perfect, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Tom?
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the final plat of Ashwood Third Edition, subject to the conditions as outlined in the findings of fact and decision as presented, and adopt resolution 2021-75 approving a development contract.
I'll second that.
Motion by Tom, seconded by Tina. Is there any discussion?
Can you make them a little bit shorter, the motions?
Good job.
It's hard to do in one breath.
Yeah,
Wait till the next one.
Is there
Good
any more
job, Pete.
discussion?
good job pre-planning that road partition there. Good work.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Madam Mayor, I did have a question for the applicant, Mr. Benzinger. How is it working with city staff? Hopefully he hasn't,
Looks like he's still on.
if you're still on.
I'm still here, yes.
How is it working with city staff and getting the final plat done?
Well, everybody's always great to deal with there, and I know that everybody is really busy. There's a lot going on. Construction is unbelievable everywhere. And obviously, for us, we also build the homes at the end, and the supply chain is tough. But, everybody is putting extra effort in, and I really appreciate that. And, I'm really pleased to come in and work with City Otsego again. And I think Dan knows that if Henry puts in the pipe going across behind your firehouse, I have some concepts that I'd like to share with city staff and council.
Mr. Benzinger, maybe you already answered this, but when do you plan on getting shovels in the ground?
I plan to, in about 2 to 3 weeks, do mass grading, and then I'll do the pipe in the spring.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Great. Moving on to item 4.2, North Water. Again, I'll turn this over to our city planner.
Thank you, Mayor. Another familiar developer who was just at the last meeting. Again, this is for a final plat application for North Water, final plat application and development contract. This property, as part of the multiple family housing study, was designated to be low to medium density residential district. And with the preliminary plat approved in July, it was zoned to R5 single and 2 family district for 97 single family lots. Developers proposing a first phase of 55 single family lots that includes the access point off of County Road 38, 70th Street, and the 2 connections into Martin Farms neighborhood. Again, with the final plat requirements for the single family lots, 9,000 square feet minimum, 60 feet in width. The city streets internal to the development, a 60-foot wide right of way and 28-foot wide street, sidewalk on one side. Developer has provided a stormwater management plan for the development that preserves the wetlands and provides stormwater basins as required for the development. And this will also connect to city utilities with appropriate fees being paid through the development agreement. Easements are in place at the perimeter of the lots and over the outlots within the development. There are 2 that include the stormwater basins and wetlands within this first phase. The third outlot will be retained by the developer as the second and future phase of development. Park dedication for this final plat is cash fee in lieu of land, as it is within the service area for area parks in this portion of the community. And then again, the city attorney drafted a development contract for the proposed development. With this project abutting County Road 38, Wright County is requiring the developer to construct turn lanes from 70th Street at Marlowe Avenue, both northbound into the development as well as southbound into Heritage Point to the south. In 2022, Wright County will be resurfacing this section of 70th Street between McIver Avenue and Martin Farms Avenue, which was originally constructed by the city when Martin Farms developed. As part of that, they'll restripe the roadway so it has a center left turn lane to match the section west of McIver Avenue to County Road 19, which will address concerns about the amount of traffic on this roadway and turning into and out of the development. So as part of this improvement that the developer will be completing, the county requires actually the city to enter into an agreement with them, providing that it be completed. That's then addressed as part of the city's development and contract with the developer. So it's a domino situation, but everyone's got an agreement covering themselves. So that's included as part of the much longer motion to approve this final plat, which city staff recommends approval of, subject to the 12 conditions outlined in the packet that you have before you.
Thank you. Does the developer wish to comment?
Good evening. Dan Willenbring, 400 Tanglewood Lane, Marina and St. Croix, a partner with Tamarack Land Development. First of all, I want to thank the City Council and the city staff for a very busy year for Tamarack. We've created 4 new neighborhoods for the city of Otsego and over 250 residential lots that hopefully will have people in them by next spring. We've addressed all 31 planned comments. We've gotten the County Highway 38 turn lanes approved by Wright County. We've purchased the wetlands replacement. I think it's about 1.2 acres. And we have signed the developer agreement, and Adam has our cash. So we are ready to go. We've mass graded phase 1 of the site. And hopefully we will be laying pipe by Monday of next week. Any questions at all for us?
Questions for the applicant? Tom?
Mr. Willenbring, thank you. Would you agree that the intersection of 70th Street and the MacGyver? Or
Marlowe.
Marlowe, that's covered in this agreement?
It is.
Okay.
And we've got the cash escrow to cover, I think, it's like,
Well, Adam already has cash, so.
no, but it's,
Yeah.
the project,
Good luck
the
getting that back.
project's like, I think $64,000, which includes the relocation of the bike trail on the north side of 70th and some storm sewer work also, in addition to the turn lanes right in north and south. So I've been working with Adam, the city, our county engineer on that project.
Quick question. I
And
have- oh, sorry.
part of that, the development agreement is that roadway needs to be complete before building permits can be issued.
Mhm.
So we're well aware of that.
Okay, thank you.
I just had a question, Dan, and maybe this was covered by Dan, I apologize. But on 38 and even on MacGyver, when you enter into the neighborhood, is there gonna be signage for the newly developed?
There'll be temporary signage, I think, but there's not going to be a homeowners association. So without that, DR Horton cannot put up a monument. And they're aware of that.
Sure, okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other questions? I just have a comment. Thank you for working really well with the county on this because this has been a concern for a lot of our residents over there with adding in the turn lane. So thank you
Yes,
for
you're welcome.
getting that in.
I guess I might have one. I don't know if you
Sure.
can cover it or Dan can cover it.
Mhm.
I'm looking at the plan here. Does county, oops, nope, back there. Thank you. Will there be a crosswalk put in there too? Because there's a lot of people. When I drive by here, coming in and out of here, there's a lot of people. Those sidewalks are very busy. Will there be a crosswalk put in there? Is there a plan for that?
The crosswalk would be at the roundabout in
Roundabout.
MacGyver at 70th Street.
So
Mhm.
crosswalk there, and then plus down on the other end, is that Martin Farms, is there a crosswalk there? Or does that all include that heading all the way down?
Everyone's supposed to go to MacGyver to cross, basically take the sidewalk through the neighborhood out to MacGyver, go north to the roundabout and cross.
Okay. I'm looking at that on Marlowe. You come down here, there's no sidewalk on the north side of 70th. You will have to cross to go down there, which is kind of like, that's why I was asking that. The north side of course, the south side on
Well, the
70th.
north side has a sidewalk. It runs the whole.
Yeah, there's a,
Oh, okay,
there's a
south side,
10-foot
the
Yeah.
south side
Yeah.
on the east, the south side of the,
Yep.
okay. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Yep.
north side does.
Mayor, pedestrians can cross there. Obviously, they have to look both ways carefully, but it's not in the county's policy to place mid-block or mid-intersection crosswalks at that location.
Okay. Good to know.
Any other questions? Tom?
Madam Mayor, essentially two, Ron, as far as the drainage from the neighborhood to the north, has there been any issues there that this needs to
They're
address or?
matching pre-post and running it through the Martin Farms up to Otsego Creek. That's always been in the plan. That's the way it went before. This is also taking water from the south side, a large pond that's in the south eastern corner of the roundabout area that takes a lot of heritage estates and some Zimmer farms, and that all works its way to the north to Otsego Creek.
So this will actually help other drainage.
Yeah, so it
potential
went
issues.
through there through Farmer's Strange House, which were pretty large before.
Yep.
And now it's gonna go through the stormwater system. They built the corresponding correct size ponds to handle it and rate control it.
The only other question I have, and I believe Mr. Willenbring, I asked you this, seemed like just a couple weeks ago, but how is it working with city staff?
you know, it's been great. I mean, we've jammed 4 projects in through the city of Otsego. It's a lot of work and they've been very responsive. So we couldn't ask for, you know, better turnaround and a better dialogue.
Any other questions or comments? Tom?
Madam Mayor, with that, I'll make a motion to approve the final plat for North Water, subject to the conditions stated by the findings of fact and decision as presented, adopt resolution 2021-76, approving a development contract, and adopt resolution 2021-77, approving an agreement with Wright County related to CSA 38.
I second. She
Mo-
won. She won.
Motion by Tom. Well, you said something and I was like, motion by Tom, seconded by Tina. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dan.
Good job.
All right, we will move on to item 5, which is our public hearing. This is regarding the liquor license application for JCGH LLC, doing business as Napa Valley Liquors. Audra's not here this evening, so are you taking this, Adam?
Yeah, I can take this, Mayor.
Okay.
Just forgive me, if just kind of getting up to speed on it with
Okay,
Audra out this evening, but the city has received an intoxicating liquor license application from the entity you mentioned, JCGH LLC, doing business as Napa Valley.
Mhm.
So in accordance with city ordinance, a public hearing is required for any new liquor licensure in the city. And so that's one of the aspects that you'll need to conduct tonight. The Wright County Sheriff's Office has completed their background investigation. So pending city council approval and open their public hearing comments tonight, the council would have action to approve the liquor license. And pending that approval, city council or city staff would send that to the state to complete the licensing process. So I can answer any questions if you have them. Otherwise, the next step would be to open the public hearing.
so I usually ask Audra if she's done all the legal publications, I assume. Okay, thank you. So it's noted that Bethany can verify that everything has been sent out and publicized in the local paper. At this time, then I will open the public hearing. This is your comment where you can comment again regarding the liquor license application. Would anyone like to comment? I'll ask one more time. And the third time is what I'm required to do. Hearing none, I will close the public hearing, bring it back up to council for discussion. Any questions or comments? Otherwise, a motion would be in order.
One there.
Jeff?
Gambling enforcement, is it like pull tabs and whatnot, or the scratch offs?
That's just the name of the state entity.
Oh,
So they
okay.
cover multiple different avenues
Oh,
of
gotcha,
business,
okay.
but alcohol would be the one in question here.
Any other questions or comments? Tom?
Madam Mayor, just a quick question. They don't have a current license right
They
now?
do have a current license. My understanding is that it's an ownership change, and so there
Okay.
needs to be a new license issued. But
Tom?
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve an off-sale intoxicating liquor license for JCGH LLC, doing business as Napa Valley Liquors at 15850 87th Street Northeast, Suite 111, for the license period September 27th, 2021 to June 30th, 2022.
I'll second that. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Moving on to item 6. This is city council reports and updates. We will start with heritage preservation. Councilmember Morris is not present. They were at the festival, so I'm sure last time it would have been updates regarding festival information. Next would be Park and Rec, which is me. We were going through master plan items regarding the ball fields out back at our last meeting. And then ramping up for the festival was our discussions and kind of recap of that. And then also preparation for the Otsego Pumpkin Patch. Next would be Planning Commission. Tom?
There was nothing.
Okay, nothing to report. Public Safety. Tina?
I I wasn't there.
I was gonna say,
I
Tina was,
couldn't make it.
Tina was absent. I was present. We just got our regular updates from our Wright County Sheriff's Department and all the fire departments. It was actually low attendance for our outside service providers. They had other information that evening to, or I'm sorry, other events that they had to go to that evening. So really just discussed their booth at the festival. So information was presented and gone through just with the numbers as normal. So we still are under council reports and updates. Does anyone have anything?
Madam Mayor?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how the festival went.
I can report.
Attendance, any
or Adam,
info?
I was not in attendance, so I'll defer to the mayor, but everything I heard from staff was that it was a huge success.
I think they're estimating the numbers that we were presented with were about 8,000 people. It was our biggest and best one to date. Car show was great. The Lions Club are doing their wrap up and they'll present then with Ross, but everybody who was part of this, the committee of planning, I mean, things were really well laid out, nothing but positive comments. The fireworks were great. Tom, they made them high for sure because you had requested that the previous year due to COVID. So
I just wanted to be able to see them.
yeah. Yep. So really positive comments from people that even had booths there. They were just surprised at how well attended it was. We had food, we brought food trucks in this year that have never attended our festival and they were surprised. So I mean, really nothing negative to report.
It
was
really seemed
great.
like a really great event and I'm just glad that people told me exactly what to do. So I didn't have to sit there and try to.
He's referring to me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom, for your helping.
Say hi again to your family for me.
Yes.
Cool meeting.
Yeah, I mean,
My one condition on volunteering.
Yeah.
so yeah, if anyone else has any other comments, I'm, you know, Bethany was rocking everything. She was taking garbage and she worked the pancake breakfast for Lions, but it was great. I mean, and then you're back at
I was asking if you got converted.
to be a Lions club member.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we keep hitting,
It's still
we-
twisting me.
we keep, yeah, she was there. She was helping their volunteers. So we appreciate the help for Lions Club side of it too. So, but yeah, otherwise, as Adam said, it's all been very positive. And Jeff, you were there?
Pancakes were great.
Okay.
It's fun to be good.
Yeah, it was a great event.
Good food.
Yeah, the food trucks were great.
Yeah.
I bet they were very popular.
They were
Oh,
very,
yeah,
very
3
popular.
big lines in the main. Oh, yeah.
Anyone else have any reports or updates? Then we will move to staff reports and updates. Adam.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting that our new mechanic, Max Welter, started today and was in the office. And took some tours of the city and learned the lay of the land a little bit. So nice to be fully staffed in that department. And I will be gone Wednesday through Friday of this week, attending the Minnesota Finance Officers Conference. So I will be back next week. That's all.
Where is that?
Yeah.
That's in Alexandria.
Hopefully it's beautiful weather up there too.
I'll be inside most of the day.
So look out the window. You can be real jealous.
Maybe you can do some hunting in the area as well.
Maybe. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. This is usually when I go to Audra, so Bethany. Thank you for stepping in and working this evening.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll move over to Dave.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have nothing this week.
Okay, Ron?
Thank you, Mayor. Just an update on Heritage Hills. They've got the final layer of pavement and they've also got the seed is growing. The only, and they have some punch list items. The grass isn't quite growing in some of the shady areas. It's just not as warm in those areas. It's starting to grow, but it's a little slower than the other areas. We'll keep an eye on that. But otherwise it looks really good. The trails, 70th Street is nearing completion. The trails are nearing completion. 70th Street, we're looking for that to be paved on Friday is their goal. So that's coming along quite a bit since where we were 2 weeks ago
Mhm.
with all the storm sewer in, all the grading done. They're putting class 5 in this week. And then paving on Friday. So they also got all the ped ramps completed on Page and Odine. There's just some restorative efforts that need to be accomplished around those ped ramps. And I think Charlie's life will be a lot stressful once this work is complete. helping
Less
his
stressful?
family.
Less stressful,
Less
yeah.
stressful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks kind of
He's-
like
he's
defeated sometimes.
Been working hard trying to help the contractor.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you. Dan?
Mayor, no planning commission meeting next Monday. We did receive 2 applications today for October 18th. Prairie Point is an 80-acre development located east of Prairie View Elementary. 174 lots. We're pretty sure this one's going ahead because the property owners had a big party this weekend to celebrate selling the land. So
Mhm.
look forward to that one coming in for development. DR Horton's the builder there as well. Then we also received application from Quick Trip for a convenience gas station with car wash at Parish Meadows, so Parish Avenue and 87th Street. 9,200 square foot store, so it's bigger than the one at 70th Street and 101, but similar layout generally. So there are some issues that we want to work through with the developer on that before it may get to planning commission, but at this point, look for October 18th.
Jason Altman.
Two things. As far as Prairie Fest goes, yeah, I didn't go to Prairie Fest until probably later in the evening. Ross had just requested that we had a deputy present kind of towards the end of the day. So we had somebody on site, at least from 5 p.m. on. When I showed up, one of the things we definitely, try to have a presence there and have a centralized location. So I had, it was me, Deputy Hoffman, and Deputy Schultz were just kind of in a central location. Certainly having squad cars there, certainly just having that approachability, people will come, and certainly there weren't any major issues in this particular case. We ended up kind of taking 6 calls, so to speak. We ended up having, there was a child that kind of got misplaced from their parents, helped out with that. There was some lost property. There was a super minor kind of fender bender in the parking lot after fireworks, stuff like that. We ended up just kind of assisting with the traffic control, having that many people at fireworks, trying to get them all out of that same little area. We just went, let's just go block off traffic on 39 and Nashua and just shuffle everybody out of here. So that worked a lot better than everybody starting and stopping and trying to get on 39 and it's dark out like that. So I thought that went fine. I certainly wasn't expecting to hear that we had that many people over the course of the day.
Yeah.
I was hearing from the deputies that were there prior in the day, they're like, it was absolutely packed. So I'll probably try to arrange, whether it's me or somebody else, just have somebody on site for that entire 12 hours. If we got to bring the mobile command center out there just to have the presence or whatever. And again, that, if somebody needs to make a report of something and walk up, there's a big truck here that you can come make a report. I think I'll try to arrange that for next year if we're going to have that many people. And then the other, just my other little topic here is with the beginning of school. Our school resource officers and officers responding to all sorts of different things have been absolutely slammed with calls as it regards to the schools. I don't know what it is with this year for some reason, but we are responding to a lot more threats, and I guess I'll leave it at that as far as how I want to language it, but it's been really, really, really busy, and there's a lot of follow-up and a lot of time that we have to spend in these sort of things, and a lot of the stuff comes in at the last moment, and that's been county-wide. You could go all the way down to Cokato, you can go to Buffalo, you can go up here in Otsego in the different schools, St. Michael, certainly. So it's been all over the place, and certainly it's even been in the news where a lot of different agencies are talking about their own. I think Anoka made an arrest, so we definitely err on the side of caution, especially if I'm the one that's overseeing the supervision. We'll go to 3 o'clock in the morning, knocking on doors, trying to figure out what's going on. I have no problem with doing that. We had one last night we were working on with St. Paul Police Department, so it's really tough when we have the disconnect in social medias and trying to get everything wrapped up really quick. So Beyond that, that's really all I have.
All right. Anyone have anything for Jason?
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason.
All right. Does anyone have anything? Otherwise, a motion to adjourn would be in
So
order.
moved.
Second.
Motion by Tom, seconded by Tina. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Meeting is ended. Thank you all for attending via Zoom and in the audience this evening. Thank you.